Hey, it's Matthew David Hurtado with Complete Essentials. And I want to talk to you about weight loss and tell you the secret that has been just discovered. And it's something that you can try and see for yourself. Now, weight loss is so important because it affects everything. It's our self-esteem. When we walk out in public, we want to feel confident. We want to feel strong. We want to feel like we belong, because everything that you see in Hollywood and all around you is, that you should look a certain way in order to fit in. And although that's not true, you still feel it when you go out in public. So having a lean, trim, sexy body is your birthright, and it's something you should know how to do. So I want to tell you a secret that I discovered, and I did it through trial and error. And I had a lady that helped me, and she discovered that looking at over 1,000 case files, she realized that there was this common denominator amongst people who suddenly started losing a bunch of weight who never could before previously. And then she reverse engineered and figured out how they actually put this weight on in the first place. This is something that was it's new to me, and I want to share it with you because I just discovered it. So the first reason we're going to talk about weight loss is because it's getting warmer out. And you can see this picture right here. This is a happy person that is thin. And unfortunately, most of America looks like this. Okay? You want to look like this? Or do you want to look like this? That's what it really comes down to. It comes down to a choice. Everything that we have in our life is based on the choices we've made and the information we have to make those choices with. So let's talk about what I call the fast track to losing weight. And the background is what I'm going to tell you. When I discovered this, I was recovering from being bedridden for a long time, and I had Lyme's disease, and I was working with a nutritionist, and she actually is the one that discovered this method. And she helped me get this lean body. Now, by the way, I've gravitated a little bit away from it, so it's not where I'm at yet. I'm on the same program with anybody else who wants to lose weight, and I'm about to start right now. So anyway, but back then, since I had been so sedentary for so long, I gained a bunch of weight, and I felt horrible about myself. I didn't feel attractive. I didn't feel worthy. I had all these issues because I was sick and I was weak. And I started to do the diet that she recommended, and without any exercise at all. And I'm not talking about starving myself diet. I'm talking about a change in the way that I was eating. I started to lose a lot of weight, and I started to get really trim, and my skin started to look really good. Not like right now where it's a little puffy, and I've been eating a lot of junk food in the last year because I've been busy, but it's time to get back on track. And I want to show you how I'm going to do it and invite you to participate if you'd like. So anyway, I started to lose a bunch of weight. I started to look really good, lean and trim, and no exercise, none at all. And then when I started exercising and building lean muscle, things got even better and better and better when I got well. So the other thing is that this also helped me get well. When you put a bunch of fake toxic food in your body, it can cause you to get fat, sick, and broke, because if you have no self-esteem, you don't usually step out of your comfort zone and do too much with your life either. So instead of being fat, sick, and broke, would you like to be healthy, wealthy, and prosperous? Of course you would. So let's talk about how to do it. Okay. Now, what this lady discovered, and she found this through case after case after case when people started losing weight, is she said, whenever you have been on a synthetic vitamin, even if it's like a thiamine vitamin in some white processed bread, that is a synthetic vitamin, for at least 6 months prior to experiencing a trauma in your life. That was the onset cause for people to start gaining weight and gaining weight and gaining weight. Now, it's important I reiterate that so you understand. People take synthetic vitamins all the time. They're garbage. Most of the vitamin companies in the United States, and probably worldwide, they import their vitamins from China, the raw ingredients, and it's garbage. It's the body doesn't know what it is. It's synthetic, so it's a toxin at best. and it's not going to do anything for you other than waste money and make you sick and fat. Okay, it makes you fat. Here's why. Let's say you have a synthetic B1 vitamin in your body. Your body doesn't recognize what that is. It's a toxin, and you experience an emotional, physical, or mental trauma. You go through a job loss, a breakup, divorce, business failure. You go through some kind of shock, or you fall from a ladder. Your body associates whatever's going on with you with that trauma. And then that synthetic B vitamin that you had in your cheap multivitamin now becomes like an autoimmune response because your body associates the trauma with the vitamin. And then you create a deficiency in that area. Now, according to Raymond Francis, the author of Never Be Sick Again, he tells us that there's only one cause of disease, and that is cellular malfunction. And there are two pathways, deficiency and toxicity. Now, when you look at his book, Never Be Fat Again, it's the same thing as Never Be Sick Again. And then you look at what this lady taught me. I'm going to break this down for you to show you how this all makes sense. But I think the key lesson to realize here is that, let's just say you're taking a synthetic vitamin, or you're taking some bodybuilding supplements, you know, some of these cheap crap that's out there, and you're poisoning your body. These are toxins. They're not real, okay? You go through a shock. You go through a trauma. Your body can associate that synthetic compound, because it's not natural, and assume that it's what created the trauma or the shock, and then your immune system will create havoc, and then it can create a deficiency of epic proportions in your body. So when I worked with this lady, what she told me is, because I was starting to get fat, I was starting to get really chubby, and I had never been chubby in my life. And she said, well, you've created a B1 thiamine deficiency, because I was so tired, I was so weak, and you know, regardless, she told me how to correct it, and I started losing weight, getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So let me just get to the point. Let's show you how to fix yourself up so you can start losing weight, you can get a Hollywood image, you can start feeling great, and you can start feeling the self-esteem and sex appeal that you deserve. You deserve to feel good about yourself, and nothing in this world is more important than how you feel inside and how you go about your day with confidence. Your self-image determines the level that you play at in life. My job is to facilitate helping you with the right information to boost your self-image. So let's get right into it. The fast track, how you can lose unghastly weight and make yourself feel better and look better. Here's the steps. Number one, eat organic. Okay, you're going to eat organic. You don't have to do this forever, but you're going to reset your body for a short period of time so that you can correct whatever metabolic syndrome is going on that's causing you to gain weight and not be able to take it off. Number two, no synthetics. Get those cheap China-made crappy vitamins out of your body and stop eating processed food, at least for a short period of time. You know those boxed foods they make? Those boxed foods contain synthetic vitamins. They call them they say it's enriched. Or you get these fake energy drinks, and then you drink them and they got all these little B vitamins. Those are fake. Those are synthetic toxins. This is exactly what I'm talking about to avoid. Number three, try to go raw as best as you can. Mostly a raw nutrition regimen. Number four is fill in the deficiencies. Number five is deal with your food addictions. And number six is do a gentle detox, which you will be doing with the diet by itself. So I don't want to overwhelm you and make you think this is this big of a deal. It's really simple. It really comes down to what you can do. Now, forget about what you're going to omit from your life. We're going to talk about what you're going to bring in. You're going to bring in the good stuff, and you're going to force out the bad stuff. And you're going to create new habits. Those new habits are going to allow you day by day to get thinner and thinner and feel better, and your skin will start looking better. Your smile will look better. Your energy levels will go through the roof, and you'll be able to be stronger than you can ever imagine. And that's what I want to see you become, because it's just amazing. When you get to that place, You'll feel like you've entered a new world. All right. So this is how I did it and how I go back to doing it and what I'm going to start doing right away. The first thing is, instead of taking things out of my diet, like what I can't eat, I'm going to add in 2 raw organic salads every day, lunch and dinner. I'm also going to add in 2 whole food-based meal replacement powders. There's one by Garden of Life called Raw Meal that I use, and I use these salads. At the end of this, don't worry, I'm going to give you a link that you can go to, and you can follow along with me on a 30-day program that is designed to just make this automatic, and we go day by day by day, and it keeps you accountable. Every time I want to lose weight and get trim, I use this program, and it's something I can go back to every time, and you can go to, and you can lose weight, and it's easy, effortless, and automatic, okay? Now, I don't want to tell you that everybody can do it, because if you're on certain drugs that won't let you lose weight, or if you got some real serious issues, there's always a disclaimer there, okay? But for the most part, if you're in reasonably decent, health, this will work tremendously well for you, all right? Now, fill in, let's say the fill-in meals, hydrofibers, seeds, nuts, lean proteins that are organic, grass-fed, or free-range eggs, whatever, are the best. And the best carbohydrate, if you're really hungry and you need carbohydrate, bodybuilders have known this for years, an apple. An apple is so good for you. It's not just to keep the doctor away, but it's really good for your blood sugar levels. If you're going to eat something between meals, an apple can satiate your craving for sugar and also keep the blood sugar stable. And that helps tremendously when you're trying to lose these extra pounds. Okay, so if you're not going to do any synthetics, you are still going to have to correct deficiencies. Everything we've developed in my company, the reason why we developed liquid nutraceuticals and the way that they're done is because they're not synthetics, all right? We have Beyond Whole Food Multivitamin, okay? It's a whole food-based multivitamin. That means your body understands what it is. It's not synthetic junk. So you can put this, in your body, and then you can fill the gaps with your magnesium, your electrolytes, get all of your 72 essential minerals that your body needs every single day without fail or exception to maintain at the peak performance level. And these together are the core kit. And I call it the core kit because it's everything you really need all in a single day if you're getting the right nutrition and otherwise. Now, some people say, well, why can't I just eat healthy, and why isn't that enough? The problem is that the soil is over 85% deficient in essential nutrients and minerals that your body needs. The farming methods we're using today are depleting the soil, and they're not replenishing these essential nutrients. You got to have supplementation at some level if you want peak optimal performance. That's just the world we live in today, unfortunately. So if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Get that China-made crap out of your life. It's making you fat. It's making you sick. And it's probably making you broke because it's affecting your self-esteem, seriously. And if you need optimal support for your weight loss, we have hormonogenetic homeopathic formulas. T-spray is what I use to keep testosterone in check. It's doctor-developed stuff, and Bliss is for females, and then the HCG Complete. I'm not going to get into all this to try to sell you everything here. You don't need to use my products. You can use whatever products you want, but the reason I developed my products is because this actually works, and I wanted these to be all under one roof so that I could put my company name on it and make it successful. And that's what it is. It's the stuff that I actually use. It's not something I dreamed up and I'm selling at a nutrition store because it's making me the most margins. In fact, most of our products make us the least margins because they're so expensive to produce. When you want quality, it's going to cost you more. But let's look at this. If you go to the store and you're going to buy organic food instead of the boxed crap that you're usually buying, if you buy organic food, how much is that cost really going to cost you? It might be about 15 to 20% more on average to buy real food. Let's say your grocery bill is $800 a month. Now you've bumped it up to maybe $1,000 a month. In the long run, what is the extra self-esteem and confidence you would gain to be lean, trim, sexy, and slim, and also to avoid a lot of the unnecessary doctor visits that you may have to have because you're eating toxins all the time. Those things can compromise your immune system when you eat toxic food. So it's a payoff. You're either going to pay your doctor for your disease, you're going to pay for your disease, or you're going to invest in your health. One way or the other, those dollars are going to get allocated in this fund or that fund. The question is, do you want to enjoy life or do you want to be sick? Okay, let's go back to, let me show you this again, okay? The real question is do you want to look like this or do you want to look like this? Do you want to eat organic? Do you want to use nutrients that your body can assimilate and recognize? Or do you want to eat fast food, garbage, junk, and do you want to, take synthetic vitamins and toxins? It's your choice, this one or this one. So what it comes down to, your dollars are going to invest somewhere. You might as well put it into your self-esteem bank account. Now, everyone is guilty of this because we live in the society where that's the way it is. I'm guilty of it. I got so busy with my company that, I don't always want to make salads all the time, and I don't always want to, I don't even always want to take supplements all the time. But you know what? The thing is then it starts to accumulate. I start to feel heavier than I want to be. I start to feel disgusting. And then that's when I know it's my cue. When I start to feel like things have gotten out of control, I do a reboot. And then I go back to this program. And if you want to find this program, go to rnadrops.com and go to the knowledge base and scroll down to where you see how to have a super body and click on the link in the knowledge base, and you can see the video, and the audio that's on that page will tell you the exact eating strategy that I use to completely banish the cravings and to manage cravings, hunger, and fullness levels. Those are the three forces that govern your body mind, so that if you get those in check, it becomes effortless to start craving the right food. And when you crave the right food, you start to gradually lose weight, and it starts to get better and better. I was losing almost a pound a day doing this regimen, and I was never hungry. I was always eating, and I always had energy. So every time I go back to this is what I use. I use the core kit, and I also use the RNA drops, and I use the hormones that are good for me to help me stay at my optimum level, and nothing is synthetic junk. I don't put it in my body when I do my reboot. You can use the synthetics and all that stuff after you reboot, because then you've reset your metabolism. This is not a deprivation plan. It's actually a plan that you get to be more nourished and more enriched than ever. So I started yesterday, and I had 2 salads yesterday, and for the most part, I was really good. I did slip in a couple pieces of pizza because it was Friday night, but there's no such thing as perfection. All you're looking for is to tip the scales. And what you do, if you find yourself feeling like this or looking like this, or even if you're like this and you just want to feel better and better, you tip the scales so that this is in your favor. You see what I'm saying? It's not a perfection plan. It's not taking things out of your life. You don't want to deprive yourself, because then you'll rebound. All right. I know all about this. When I was 19 through age 25, I had anorexia, bulimia, and night eating syndrome. I overcame those 100%. So eating and learning how to master cravings and all, that's my specialty. The secret is, do not starve yourself and do not take things away from yourself. Because when you do that, okay, here's what you imagine. Imagine a pendulum. And when a pendulum swings one way, it's going to swing the other way. You always want to stay in the center. So anytime you starve yourself and you withhold, you're using willpower. Willpower is going to give out. This thing's going to come swinging, and you're going to rebound. You're going to gain twice as weight, and never do that. So instead of doing that, add things into your regimen. Bring things in, and you'll force out some of the excess stuff. All right. If you get to 80-20, where 80% of your meals are raw, organic, grass-fed proteins, things that are really fresh and good for you, hydrofibers, fruits and vegetables that contain a lot of water to nourish the cells in your body, you get 80% of your diet like this: fresh seeds, fresh nuts, things that actually grow off the ground, that real food. Real food is actually on the perimeter of the grocery store usually. The middle is where all the profit is made, and that's all of the boxed garbage. So You get 80% of your food as the real wholesome food, and then 20% of it's not so good. You see, you've tipped the scales, and all of a sudden that will propel you forward so that you'll want more and more and more, because you'll start to realize how much better you feel, how much better you look, and it becomes a cycle. So if you're on a downward cycle and you need to lose weight, this is exactly how you do it. It's not rocket science, but the key is you want to make sure that you stay accountable to somebody. Don't try to do this on your own. If you want to stay accountable to me, like I said, go to rnadrops.com and get on the knowledge base. It's a free course, okay? I made this all free for you so you could do this. Get on the How to Have a Super Body link. Listen to the audio on how to restructure the eating so that it works for you in automatic pilot. And you can email, or you can call us, you can use me to be accountable, or get a friend and buddy up and say, hey, listen, spring is right around the corner. Summer is going to be here. It's bikini season. It's short season. We're going to go out on the ocean or the lake. It's time to get trim. If you're thinking that way, then buddy up and start today. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's just about tipping the scales. So if you get these things in perspective, you can transform your body faster, and you can make it a permanent thing. And when you want to just let go and slack, no worries. You know, 3-4 times a year, I let things go and I live on junk food and ice cream for a while because I want to remember how crappy that makes me feel. Seriously, it's all about balance. Life is about balance. But when you want to buckle down, make it a simple protocol so you don't rebound. Make it your choice to let go if you want to, and give up this out of control behavior that many people have. Many people are just absolutely out of control with their eating. They have no idea of how to gain control, and this program will show you how to gain control. It's you know, I overcame anorexia and bulimia and night eating syndrome, and this is all about these cravings, hunger, cravings, and fullness levels. Those are the 3 forces that govern your being. If you can get those in check, then you've got it made. That's all I want to tell you. I hope that this has been beneficial for you. It's been short and sweet, but we'll touch on it more and more in the coming, weeks to come as summer gets closer. Thank you.